You know, just my luck that I would finally start to get a decent weld, and I forget to hit the record button. got it. The only question now is, does it actually work? Okay, so some setbacks were suffered, but I know why it broke, exactly where it broke. If you notice, man, I was so proud of this. I was so proud of this. If you notice, I made this kind of pattern here. The reason why I created that pattern was because I realized that if I had cut the board this way, it would give me an extra couple of inches of height from where that tool was resting. Unfortunately, what happens when you cut wood like this, you'll notice here, you can see the grain. Let's see if I can do it. I need about 3 arms to do this, but you can see the grain here, right? It's going in this direction like this. And if you think about wood is basically like a bundle of straws, and all the straws are going in the same direction. That's your grain. Now, wood is pretty strong when you're putting force on top of it, because all the grain is going this way, so it's all of those straws are holding each other together. The problem is when you start putting force this way into this, because it sort of forces that grain to spread out. That's why they say it's not good for you to run nails or screws into the end grain, because there's no gripping force. There's nothing to hold on to. You're just basically pulling it in and out of these straws that are kind of flexing outward as you drive those nails in. Whereas when you put it here, it's kind of interlocking itself between all of those straws. So, another side effect of this shape is that when you put pressure on this, which I did, I put pressure down like this on it when I kicked it, it basically broke in the very weakest spot, which was along this thin grain. So the only way to make this stronger is to not sever those straws on the top and the bottom, leaving only a couple of straws here to hold all the weight of me putting my body weight on it and kicking it. So here's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to take what I have left. It's short because I just lost like 10 inches, right? I'm going to cut it off here and drill some bolt holes here, and then I'm going to use what I have left. Now, I'm not doing this as a permanent solution. I'm doing it just to see if a nice straight grain piece here is going to be enough to hold the weight and not splinter or shatter. I know that this was a weak spot. If it was going to break, this is where it was going to break, and it did. If it breaks here, if I put this in here and it breaks again, like somewhere in the middle, then I know that I can't use pine. I'm either gonna have to consider a hardwood or make it out of metal. So enough talk. Let me go ahead and do this real quick and we'll try again. Yeah, it's hot, guys, but it is literally, it's 100 degrees today. I don't think, well, I'll say this much. I didn't make it very sharp, and I did that on purpose because really sharp, mild steel dulls very quickly. That being said, I am on rock hard clay right now. So my expectations for being able to actually slice through this are very low. But what happened here was it came loose off of the supports that I have in there. So I'm gonna have to see if I can tighten those up a little bit more. If I can't, it's possible that I might have put the bolts a little too far apart. I might have to drill some holes that are a little bit closer to see if I can pinch this a little bit so that it doesn't wiggle itself out. We'll see. Okay, so I reset the blade on here. I had to give it a little bit more to bite into. Let's see if I can show this to you. All right, there you go. I had to give it a little bit more to bite into here because it was basically wiggling loose out of this brace that I have here. Unfortunately, because of that, I really made this very shallow, which means no matter what, I might not be able to use this necessarily as a sod cutter to save the sod, but I might at least be able to use it to scrape off that root mat if I'm looking to do something else with that area. We'll see. That's if this works. Okay, so promising. You can see it is cutting it, but look, it's so thin. There's really no roots here, very, very few roots. It's unlikely that this would survive. What you really want if you're cutting sod is you want to have at least, you know, maybe 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch of soil on top of the grass. And this is shaving it pretty much right at the grass level. So, like I mentioned, I don't know that it's going to work the way that it is right now to be able to save the sod and reuse it in other places in the lawn, but it might be a good tool if I just need to scrape the grass off so that I have a level piece of soil so that I can put down landscape fabric or something else if I'm using that area, like for example the fire pit. If I'm looking to scrape off the grass to place the fire pit, this might be the tool for it. It's certainly a lot easier than trying to use a shovel because it is 100 degrees outside and you can, I don't know if you can see the dust, but it is very, very dry. So I guess I'm going to leave it there. Not a complete loss. I'd call this about a C+. It's a passing grade, just not exactly what I wanted, but it'll serve its purpose for what I need. I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Before anything else breaks, let's leave it there. So as always, you guys be good. I'll see you on the next one.